So here we go. People who studied what they think were useless majors, or some people think are useless majors. I'm not going to go that far. As I look through this, Alex, I'm like, well, some of them I feel like maybe useless, but this is very interesting. So I want to come at this because I think that some people feel like that if they got a degree in a certain area and they don't now want to pursue work in that area, that they're doing something wrong, or that it's like a life sentence. So can I just say, I don't think your degree is a professional sentence, right? Like, it's not like a judge goes, all right, you got 15 to 20 years for life. We'll get you out early on good behavior. There's no like professional judge in a ridiculous robe and saying, you got a degree in social science, and thus you can only work in these 3 fields. Say I don't know if a judge ever says that. They should say that. But I think that we think that, as silly as that sounds, I really think a lot of people, in fact, I've had calls on the show. In fact, I got a question on Instagram yesterday. We did a Q&A on my Instagram page, at Ken Coleman, if you want to follow me there. I'm very interactive there. By the way, I do answer my own DMs on Instagram. So I had a question on Instagram. It was like, hey, is it okay to switch fields because of the degree that I had? And I'm not interested in being in that field. And I honestly, when I hear that, I'm so saddened because of all the cultural pressure, and that's coming also from friends and family members. And there's this expectation that, well, I went to school for this and I kind of got to stay in that area. And no, you don't. No, you don't. You didn't sign a contract that said, well, I got this major and now I can only work in this field. So let it go. So here's some testimonials. I went to 2 culinary schools. I love to cook, so I thought I would turn it into a job. Worst decision ever. Working in the restaurant industry, you have no life and make no money. It was so hard on my body, and I was always working. I couldn't get any job at any nice place. Well, this person is wrong. How do I know? The person's testimony continues. It was the Cracker Barrel or a crappy barbecue joint you'd get food poisoning from. I always had to work 2 jobs. The most I made was $36,000 a year. Now, how many times in this show have I told you that I think certain degrees are worthless? Many times. But this person is wrong, because if you went to 2 culinary schools, you were qualified to get a much better paying job than cooking in the back of the crappy barbecue joint, their words, not mine, or a Cracker Barrel. Not knocking Cracker Barrel. All right? You put a plate, any plate of Cracker Barrel breakfast on top of my head, my tongue will beat my brains out trying to get to it. All right? Not knocking Cracker Barrel, but they're not going to pay well if you're cooking for them. But let me tell you something. This person didn't set their sights high enough. So I want to point out, if you went to culinary school and you wanted to cook, that's legit. And the only reason you're not getting good jobs is because of you. Something in your process, in your life, your excuses, your limitations, the way you were presenting yourself, that's on you. You can let me tell you something. Nashville's become a foodie town. Do you know how many millionaire chefs we have in this town? They've worked their way up the ladder. Now they own their own restaurants. Don't tell me you can't make food. You can't make money making food. You can't. So on that one, how about that? There it is. One of the few times I'll defend a degree. Next testimony. I went to undergraduate for criminal justice, and then I shifted to a combo of criminal justice and psychology. I didn't get into law school, so I went to graduate school for forensic mental health. While the degree sounds cool, there isn't much you can do with it that makes it fully applicable. Most high-level mental health-related positions within police forces either demand tons of experience or are occupied by people who never leave. I now work overnight stocking shelves at Target. 22-year-old from New York. How about a 61-year-old from Virginia? My major was public administration. After a long argument with my father, who advised that changing my major from business admin to was a mistake, that he wouldn't pay for me to go to a school and waste my time on such a major, I told him to keep his money and change my major. Well, I've had a successful 29-year career with the federal government, working for 7 years as a special agent with the FBI, and now over 15 years with the Department of Defense as a counterintelligence and security specialist. Oh, I make more than my siblings who both graduated with business degrees. Suck it. That's what she said. Okay. See, now, I love this story because Dad said, oh, if you're going to leave business administration and change your major to public administration, I'm not paying for it. That's a bad idea. There's a fearful dad who stepped on that person's heart. She's 61 years of age. Hey, 61. And she's still going, hey, Dad, kiss my you-know-what, right? Tell me that didn't hurt. Let's see another story here. Went to a fancy 4-year film school. I now work in the field doing what I dreamed of, but I still consider it a waste of time and money. Hear me out. Most people I work with didn't study film in college or go to well-known film schools. Plus, 99% of what I know, I learned on the job. No one gives a crap about how you started in the field, just that you know what you're doing. Hey, that's true. I mean, this is an example. You go to a fancy film school, and you can rack up $150,000, $200,000, even more. I think I cited a story, 6 months ago, Alex, of a guy that went to Columbia, Ivy League school, film school, $300,000 in debt. And he's now making $68,000 a year in L.A. And he could have got that job without the freaking Columbia film degree. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This person says, no one gives a crap. Just get in the field. Can you do the job? Can you do the lighting? Can you do the sound? Are you a really good PA? Are you a good director? Are you good on a camera? That's all anybody cares about. General studies. This is another testimony. 43-year-old from Texas. General studies, no real focus of a degree. And it was a strange mishmash of different degree plans. The job I had was pressuring me into finishing my bachelor's degree. So I went with the quickest and easiest degree I could get. While I struggled at first to find a job, I taught myself how to program and was able to get in with a company and work my way into a senior software engineer position, making, are you ready for this? $350,000 a year. There you go. Self-study or figure out their own plan. Bethel Tech. BethelTech.net can train you for that job right there. And you know what Bethel Tech's going to cost you? A little over $15,000 a year, and it's a 9-month program. Oh, by the way, they help you with placement. BethelTech.net/Ken, I think is the site, but just call them. Tell them Ken Coleman sent you. You get a little discount if you're a Ken Coleman Show listener. This is what I'm talking about. $350,000. $350,000! Took a programming course. But the former company that person worked for said, yes, we would like you to get your degree because we think it's really important. We think it says that you're a very responsible adult. Why? I'm not going to go on with any more. I'm going to tell you why. Because our culture has completely eaten the marketing message that a college degree makes you better. It's become a status symbol. And as a result, we started to look down our nose at the trades and that's not honorable work. Well, those are self-made millionaires, people that are in the trades, hiring people in the trades, building businesses from the trades. This is the Ken Coleman Show.